Hey guys, and welcome back for another content of Ragnarok M Classic. And in this video, we are going for a quick discussion of the limited headwear, specifically the Thunder Taiko. Thunder Taiko is a backwear that costs 6.m zenny. It gives +2 to all attributes, +5% to physical and magic damage, and when auto-attacking, has a 10% chance to grant an encourage buff to all the party members within the 8-meter range. Now, we need to clarify that this chance of triggering the encourage buff also works with casting skills, may it be physical or magic. It works both ways. Thanks to my viewers who commented and clarified this out. Now, we can say that this backwear is the best in slot now because of the stacking encourage buff. Take note that you can't easily stack this buff to its maximum if you are not an auto-attacker build, because the buff only lasts for 10 seconds if I'm correct, and you should retain this buff by constantly attacking with faster attack speed. Like I've said, sorcerers are one of the best classes to use this, as they are good in utility, and by having this backwear you can buff your teammates with lots of attacks, as sorcerers can easily maintain the encourage buff with their attack speed. Warlocks on the other hand are quite impressive on stacking the encourage buff with the spirit combo, as this skill has individual hits. That is why you see some damage are normal and some other are spell crits. That means they are hitting individually. Unlike when you see a yellow color damage, it means it's a multi-hits but only equivalent to one attack pattern. Let's take the Cold Bolt for example. Cold Bolt is a 10 multi-hit damage, that is why it is labeled as colored yellow numbers. If the first hit of Cold Bolt doesn't crit, the other 9 multi-hits won't also crit. But if the first one crits, the other 9 follows. That is how you determine if the multi-hit is one attack pattern or hits individually. Going back to the Spirit combo, it hits for 12 instances, plus another skill, the White Imprison, adds another 12. So you can imagine how fast it can stack. So now we are going for a test damage versus the Thunder Taiko. Here we have the Terrible Tornado that grants +4% skill damage. Mind you that skill damage is one of the highest source of damage formula for skill type characters here in Ragnarok M Classic. That is why Fiona Star is one of the best weapon card slot, especially for PvP where players don't have that much skill damage reduction. Okay, let's compare them. We will just use the Cold Bolt to easily check the damage numbers, and we are testing this on the Warrior Difficult boss on Lost Isle. First is the Thunder Taiko. Damage is 227, 300 in total. Now for the Terrible Tornado. The damage is 227, 800 in total. It only has small difference, but if the Thunder Taiko stacks those encourage buffs, we might see a big difference. Let's try. With 8 stacks of encourage buff, the damage of Cold Bolt went up to 235,400, which makes the Thunder Taiko a clear winner. But for initial damage and flexibility for the other classes, the Terrible Tornado will be better. And now let's test this with the physical type characters. We are going to compare the Thunder Taiko versus the recent backwear, the Nibellion Star. I'm going to test this with my Wanderer with the same boss instance difficulty. First test is the Thunder Taiko. Damage is 16,800 per hit without stacks. And now for the Nibellion Star. damage is 17,300 per hit without the plus 200 attack buff triggered. Huge difference, but let's try if we get the full stack of Thunder Taiko versus the plus 200 attack buff of the Bellion Star. With full stacks of the Encourage buff with the Thunder Taiko, it deals for 17,800 per hit. Then for the Bellion Star. Now it deals 18,500 per hit, which is greater than the full stack of Thunder Taiko. Now, I think the Bellion Star outshines the Thunder Taiko because of the penetration along with the attack boost when hitting the boss with high damage reduction, while Thunder Taiko shines mostly with bosses that have lower damage reduction, and the best part of Thunder Taiko is you can buff your teammates with Encourage buff, plus 8% P attack, magic attack, and move speed is really great. Now, I can't say Thunder Taiko is not worth buying. Remember that this Backwear specializes in buffing teammates. I really like how this Backwear has move speed, as movement speed is very essential in this game. That is why Moonlight cards are somewhat expensive. For physical type DPS classes, I'd still prefer the Bellion Star because of the penetration and has plus 200 attack buff, a really good combination to boost your damage. For magic type classes, like I've said, sorcerers are one of the best class to equip this Backwear, as they are now a utility DPS, great for party to have. But for warlocks or dietary genetics, you can skip this Backwear and wait for the next limited skin. As for the leaked images, on May 15th, the Lost Star Track Backwear will be available, and this will be one of the best in slot Backwear for magic type classes, as it has M-Pen plus 5%, Ignore M-Def plus 5%, and minus 10% VCT when refined to plus 6. Those are very essential stats to have, so it is a must buy. Save your Zenny and wait for this Backwear. And I think that's all you need to know about these Backwear comparisons. If you find this video helpful, then please leave a like. Also subscribe to support my channel. Just a quick shout out to Zenith Guild that I have party in the TTB instance. Thanks for supporting. As always, thank you for watching, stay safe and have an awesome day. Lights out.